off that exhausting hamster wheel and into balanced living with Dr. Marissa.
Promise you joy in the mystery.
Dr. Marissa, also known as the Asian Oprah. Her mission, to be a beneficial presence on the planet. Her purpose, to be your personal advocate to live, laugh, love, learn. Her life motto, don't die wondering. Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pei.
And welcome. You're tuned in to Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on KCAA, NBC News, CNBC News, NBC Sports Radio Station, AM 1050, FM 106.5, and streaming everywhere. iHeartRadio, Spotify, iTunes, TuneIn, Audible, Music, Tiki Live, Rumble, Podchaser, Spreaker, and more. Why so many places? I want to maximize my splatter zone for more hope and happiness, balancing out all the negative headlines out there with positive heartlines, because, life is way too short to be angry, depressed, and only being in your piss-offedness. So I have topics and shows and guests and co-hosts and series to that end. And today is no exception. You'll know it's Wednesday because of the beautiful Inside and Out co-host I have on with me today. Y'all know her as Dr. Tiffanie Tate. She's the MD to my PhD. She's a U.S. Navy veteran, published author, retired OBGyn from Compton, California, playwright, singer, songwriter, poet, and more. She's the published author of several books, including an important children's book, my favorite, called Bad Touchy, and her newest, Money Matters. And the latest news, her hat is being thrown into the political arena, running for Congress. Please welcome to my show, back to my show, Dr. Tiffanie Tate. Welcome back.
Hello, everyone. Happy Wednesday. It is always a pleasure to be here tickling your ear.
And we start every show with breakfast. That consists of taking a bite of my gratitude sandwich. Top of the bun, things we're grateful for outside of ourselves. Bottom of the bun, things we're grateful for inside of ourselves, also known as appreciation. So, Dr. Tiffanie, what are you grateful for this morning?
Well, we celebrated our birthday month last month. And to finish the month, we took a bus trip to Viejas Casino. And on that bus trip, we had a busload of fun, I might add. And on that trip, we played games and everything, and I really enjoyed myself spending time with everyone on that trip. And I had a chance to talk to people about my platform, and we just enjoyed ourselves, and it was a good time.
Fantastic. Every time you play games without me, I feel like that's a personal slight, because y'all know how much I love playing games. I'm grateful that I found several places to play games now that I've been grounded and not able to fly, but I'm calling them hashtag blood clot silver linings. Not a great sounding thing, but you get it. It's very descriptive. And I'm grateful that I found several Mahjong outlets that I didn't know of before. And shout out to Mahjong Underground on Thursday nights. If anyone's interested, it's a great place to learn. There's beginner tables. Of course, I'm on the advanced table. And it's been quite fun getting to know the people in that community and playing my favorite game on land, which is Mahjong. And for those of you who think you know it because you play it on the computer, matching tiles, you're not even close. So I do teach it. So if you're ever interested, get two of your friends together, and I'll come over and do a teaching class of Mahjong. What else are you grateful for?
Well, I am also grateful that during that trip, while we were waiting to board our bus to come back, I had a chance to talk to the patrons who were waiting for their bus to go back. And I had a chance to talk to them about Prop 50. And to educate them on Prop 50. As you know, I am a proponent to tell people to vote yes about that. And they were confused. And anytime I have a chance to educate people, I love that opportunity because a lot of people are confused and they don't know. And anytime I can put on my educator hat, I just enjoy that. And by the time I finished, they were like, okay, yes, we're going to go back to our communities and encourage other people to vote yes on Prop 50. So I felt accomplished by the time I got back on the bus.
Great. And hello to Z Queen. Thank you, Doc, for the healing thing. I appreciate that. I receive it. And as I continue to roll through this interesting time, I would say. But I'm grateful that, I have so much. I may be losing things permanently, like sailboat racing and flying temporarily, hopefully temporarily.
Yes,
But
temporarily.
but I have so much that I am grateful for that I do have, and I still can drive. I've been getting in touch with my original love for driving. I love driving, and my grandmother, my Russian Jewish grandmother that unofficially adopted my mom, she used to say that I was a race car driver in my past life, as I'm safe, but I do like to, I sort of look at it like a game, a driving game, where I look for ways in which to, maneuver around. I'm telling on myself. Yeah, you guys can all drive right now because I'm on the air, so I'm not on the roads. You don't have to be afraid. You can drive right now. But I'm grateful for that. All right, let's go to the bottom of the bun. The bottom of the bun is an exercise, a good life habit, a hashtag discipline. I want you to do it at night before you go to bed, instead of thinking about all the things you didn't get done or all the things you're not good at or who done you wrong. I want instead for you to think about what you like about yourself. We don't do that very well, especially women. We're very critical of ourselves. We're our own worst enemies. And this exercise is to have you become your own best friend, your best friend. And toot your own horn. It's not a bad thing, because if you don't know what you're good at, you're going to be walking around with your antenna looking for people to approve of you. And that's very dangerous. Liking you, especially these days, literally on social media. We don't want that. We want you to know how great you are. Everybody is one of a kind, wonderful. So, Dr. Tiffanie, what do you like about yourself?
I like the fact that I am a leader, and I actually will get the opportunity to speak tomorrow, which is what I invited you to, for the National Organization for Women Riverside chapter and Win with Black Women. I will have a Zoom to talk about that. And I'm very excited about that. I didn't get a chance to say that because I have so many things to be thankful for. But I like the fact that I am a leader, and I'll get a chance to talk about all my leadership abilities and from past to present.
Fantastic. I appreciate my ability to put on my life jacket with a silver lining every morning. It's my choice. This show is a wonderful facilitator of that, and I do it for me. If it's of benefit anywhere else, that's secondary, and I appreciate my ability to keep on going. This is consecutive week number 696 show podcast, 1,455. And I appreciate my ability to keep on keeping on. Yeah. One more.
And I like the fact that I am still writing. I am still having my book. I had them redo some things because I didn't like what they had done. So I was like, no, do it over. And I'm not a perfectionist, but I want it the way that I want it, and I want it to reflect my vision. So I'm still in the midst of having my next children books come out perfectly perfect. But I like the fact in the midst of everything that I'm doing with my run for Congress and being on the board of the organizations that I'm on, I'm still able to write, I'm still able to produce, and I'm still able to change the world one book at a time in the midst of distractions or
Well, it's
without distractions. Hmm.
yes, I am. Forgot to do the story, which I will in a second. I appreciate.
No, you did it. You
I
did
did
it.
this.
You put it up. Yes,
I did.
you sure
Okay,
did it.
I'm losing. I'm losing it. I appreciate my ability to learn new things. I did another round of stand up yesterday, and I'm getting like fabulous feedback and positive feedback, lots of compliments as I learned this new craft called stand up comedy. And they were shocked to find out that I haven't been doing this even for a year yet. So obviously, this is something I can do because I'm not on tour and flying around. So I appreciate. It's called it's called Witty. I was trying not to say that word. It is the title of the workshop, but it's Witty Booby Dudes. So I've been able to say booby dudes. That's part of my set, actually. So, whoops, I'm gonna have to take myself shopping and edit that out. But yeah, it's been great. I am learning the craft of stand-up comedy, and I've gone from novice to semi-pro in a meteoric way, and I'm very, very grateful for that. And I appreciate my sharpening my funny bone. How's that?
That, that is very good. I like, but you saw I gave you the side eye.
I know. It's called witty, and then it rhymes with that, with the bad word that I'm not allowed to say. And I have to say, I'm working into the set. One of the best things about stand-up is I don't have to follow FCC rules, and I can violate all I want from stage. So if you want to see the other side of me, come see my stand-up.
I'll have to catch you one day.
Side eye again.
I might give you quite a few side eyes at that time.
I know. I'm going to be in trouble after this. But anyways, thanks for joining us for breakfast. I would love for you to continue this with or without me on the air, on camera, or off, because it's a good life habit. And I promise you, if you have breakfast every weekday morning with taking a bite of my gratitude sandwich, you will sandwich your day in the most positive way. Thanks for joining us for breakfast. And now for the topic of the day. Hold on. Huh?
Hey, you! Hey! Hey, you!
Dr. Tiffanie, what is the topic for today?
Distractions.
What?
Distractions.
Did you see my promo?
Yes, I did see it, and I was very surprised and entertained. I thought it was very funny because what is a distraction? It is a thing that prevents someone from giving full attention to something else. And the statistics were very, very interesting because we experience distractions on a regular basis, on a daily basis. People experience distractions at work and in daily life. And so there was a last focus, the cost of distractions on productivity in the modern workplace. This was a report that was done, and it was on 1,200 US employees and employers. So that was a pretty decent number. And it said that 79% of workers said they can't go a full hour, just 1 hour, 1 hour, without getting distracted from work. 59% couldn't go 30 minutes, 30 minutes without encountering a distraction, any type of diversion. So I thought that that was interesting because we think, oh, yeah, I'm a little distracted. And we think, oh, it's just me. No, we are in great company, people. And I say we because everybody gets distracted at some point in time. 79%, that is the majority of us. And when I say us, I am included in that number. What do you think about that, doctor?
What were you talking about?
Right.
Just a quick check. Is the sound okay on your end?
I hear a little bit of wind. I don't know if your fan is on, but no, I hear you great.
Okay. Z Queen, could you do me a huge favor and tell me if the sound right now is better or worse than the last time I was talking? Because I did switch mics. We're experimenting a little today on audio. So what do I think about distractions? I love the whole squirrel reference that came up probably 5 or 6 years ago when they were talking about the attention span of millennials. It was like 7 seconds, and the attention of 6 seconds, and the attention of a goldfish was 7 seconds. And that means a goldfish has a better attention span than a millennial. So I can remember that statistic very well. And it also has changed all of our way that we communicate, all of the rules around engagement, sound bites. I mean, words like sound bite, words like what is the call to action, words like what is your, all those things that really we didn't pay attention to, right? We're supposed to be able to tell a story. We're supposed to be whatever. Communication was a completely different animal. Now that this younger generation has forced us to keep it short. What's the headline? Don't talk about the whole story. And Americans already have that quality to be like more arrow communicators than I call them pillow communicators. So it's, distraction is it is definitely a good topic to talk about.
Oh, absolutely. And when we have so many headlines coming at us, it's like, okay, well, that was yesterday's news. That's yesterday's news. That's yesterday's news. Everything is yesterday's news. So it's funny because I have a friend who's like, okay, stick your finger in one ear and now listen to me. So it doesn't go in one ear and out the other. So you can kind of keep it in your head and not forget it. And it's funny because I would always laugh, but you want to try to maintain everything and not just let it go literally in one ear and out the other. But we frequently get distracted and it's hard to maintain that focus. And what do you do? And what are some of those greatest distractions? And so the big distractors are our internal thoughts, our inbox, and our phones.
And that is, for the baby boomer generation, a hard one to adjust to because they did not have cell phones. They didn't grow up with cell phones. They didn't grow up with computers. They didn't grow up. And I'm always trying to be more compassionate because P is not in my vocabulary, as you all know, patience. And so when my 95-year young bonus dad is holding the phone to his ear on speaker, and his ear is, ding, 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 ding on the face of the phone, or my bio mom before she passed would ask me for the 1500th time how to put the phone on speakerphone, and or my bonus dad pocket dialing me 1,000 times a day during the show. I have to remember that they just, they don't even have the muscle necessarily, or the synapses that have coalesced to allow them to understand some of the things that we, just take for granted.
Yeah, Z Queen said she was listening to us, but oops, she got distracted.
Yeah, especially when I'm trying to ask her if the sound. I do see that you think the sound's better on using the phone, actually. So awesome. I'm sure you did more. Oh yeah. Why, Dr. Tiffany, did you pick this particular topic?
Right. Yes, I was waiting for you to ask me that. Well, there are a couple of reasons, but the primary reason was something funny happened when I was in my water aerobics class. We had a student who was a little bit maybe non-compliant with the instructor. And he got in the water, and I don't know if he wasn't really feeling the instructor. And our instructor is excellent, I will say. He is excellent. And so he got in the water, and then he was really following the guidelines of the instructor. So then he got out of the water and started doing push-ups. And he was basically a distraction from the class. And the instructor was like, okay, don't get distracted. Even in life, you can't get distracted no matter what's going on around you. And our instructor kind of runs the class more like a drill instructor when doing the drills and things in the water, and we have weights and things that we use. So it's a really excellent class, especially with me who has had joint surgeries. And so I was like, man, this can be extrapolated to life. And he was saying that in the course as well. And I was like, okay, this is good, especially with all of the headlines, because a lot of people are getting distracted with the headlines because it's like, okay, don't look at this over here. Don't focus on this, look at this. And there's all these distractions from this right here. Look over here, look over here, look over here. It's kind of like a magic show. This main thing is here, but I'm going to do all these things to distract from this. And so I said, okay, this will be a good thing to do, because I know with me writing my book, and I'm still writing another play, and people are like, are you still writing? I'm like, yes, I am still writing. But as you know, writing is a process. And people are like, well, you just need to sit down and write. And as you know, as a writer, that's not how that works. As a creative person, you have to wait for those creative juices to flow, and you don't necessarily get distracted, but there are distractions out there that can distract you from your goal. So that's why I chose the topic. We can't hear you, Dr. Marissa. Can't hear you. Can you hear me? Up, down.
There we go.
Now I can hear you.
Yeah, I switched the phone to Instagram to do the story, and it just turned the microphone off. So so I will say that. Oh, now I hear an echo. Shoot.
Well, I don't hear an echo. Z Queen, do you hear an echo?
Echo, distraction.
Bueller.
Yeah. One of the things that, oh wow. One of the things that people have a misperception about is, well, I'm not distracted because I can multitask and I can pay attention to more than one thing at the same time. And research has shown that that is not true, that there's no such thing as multitasking. You're not doing parallel processing. There's only serial processing. So you may be multitasking, but you're doing it like I'm folding the clothes and talking on the phone, but it's not like you're not doing them both at the same time. You're talking, folding, talking, folding, talking, folding. And that's an interesting thing for those of us, especially women, who seem to have a better ability to multitask or do more things than one. So isn't that interesting?
Oh, I think it's absolutely interesting because when we multitask, um, it's good when you are stationary, but when we multitask, it can be a problem when you are driving. And I'm happy you brought that up because that is one of the significant distractors that can cause problems, because that's why we now have hands-free driving, because that is one of the major problems, because you should not text and drive.
Absolutely. And it's
Mhm.
also interesting that distracted driving causes more accidents than drunk driving. Did you know
Mhm.
that?
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely, absolutely. And so, when we look at some of the three common distractors, they said there's visual distractions, manual distractions, and cognitive distractions. And I was like, oh, okay. So they broke it down. A visual distraction is anything that takes your eyes off the road, such as looking at your phone, looking at GPS, which I thought is interesting because most of us have GPS in our cars, or looking at a billboard, and we see billboards all over the freeway. So all of these are visual distractions that can disrupt us while we are driving. Then there are manual distractions, such as anything that takes your hands off the steering wheel, like using the cell phone, eating and drinking. And we multitask while we're driving. Most of us have a drive-through or have gone through a drive-through, um, or have adjusted the radio. That's why we now have the dials on the steering wheel. But sometimes we use the console in the middle, or use the dial in the middle. And then there's cognitive distractions. These distractions take your mind off the task of driving. So sometimes we daydream while we're driving, or have a mental conversation. Okay, this is what I should talk about when I get there. So, or thinking about something entirely just, okay, I want to talk about this, or I want to do this, thinking about the course of action that you're planning to take. Or even if your eyes are just off the road, or your hands are off the steering wheel, sometimes you might just put your hands down for a second before you put your hands back on the steering wheel, or you may use your fingertips. Sometimes you're thinking, oh, I'm just going to do a little bit of relaxed driving. These are just some little minor distractions that we do while we're driving, and we don't even think it's a big deal, but they really are.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, the men and women thing that I just mentioned too, they do studies. I used to teach a lot of courses on diversity, valuing diversity, and the real differences between men and women. They've done studies where they give men tasks and they give women the same task, and they measure where in their lobe the electrical currents are binging and tinging. And it's really interesting. The same task in a woman's lobes will go ka-ching, 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 all
Mhm.
over the different lobes. And for men on a task, same task, in one concentrated area in their lobe, it'll go ding, 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 in that one. And that's the good news is, women are able to do the laundry, as you say, talk on the phone, yell at their kids, cook a meal all at the same time. The bad news is they get easily squirrel. You know, what was I doing again? Why did I come into this room? And men, on the other hand, the good news is they're super focused on that one thing. The bad news is it's very difficult to get them to do anything else until they finish that thing. It is very frustrating. And the dynamic really affects the way men and women work together in the workplace, especially with, supervisor and employee kinds of relationships, depending on who is, not on top, but you know what I mean, who's giving the direction.
The orders, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what was going through my head.
Yeah, I always look at a woman's brain like a computer with multiple files open, ready and willing to be addressed.
Got it. I'm just looking at the time. It is time to take a break for news, weather, and traffic on KCAA, AM 1050, FM 106.5, the station that leaves no listener behind. Home to the Asian Oprah and number one talk in the IE. We'll be right back with more distractions and talking about them, and we'll move into the solution of how to be less distracted on Doctors in the House with myself and
Dr. Tiffanie Tate.
We'll be right back. Don't go away. It's all about balance. Peace in, peace out. We'll be right back. And I'm distracted.
Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pei.
Hello, my name is Dr. Tiffanie Tate, and I am a typical American just like you. I am a veteran officer of the United States Navy. I am a board-certified OBGyn. I am a mother, and I have worked hard for everything I have. I have raised 2 wonderful children, and I have never sat on the sidelines. I was always involved with PTSA, and I have been a soccer referee, and I want you to know that I will not sit on the sidelines for you. Visit my website at Dr. Tate for Congress. That is DrTateForCongress.com. Learn about me, and please visit my special conversation. Sign up for my Zoom tomorrow and listen to me. Learn about my platform. Learn about me, and please consider making a donation to my campaign. Help me support you. Paid for by Dr. Tate for Congress.
Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pei.
And welcome back. You're tuned in to Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on KCAA, NBC News Radio, home to the Asian Oprah, number one talk in the IE. Thank you very much. And streaming everywhere, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and of course, my YouTube TV channel, which if you free subscribe and give me the finger, this one, not the other one, you will get an alert every weekday morning to tune in to the show about hope and happiness and special series like today. It is Wednesday, so you will know that it is time for Doctors in the House with myself and
Dr. Tiffanie Tate.
And the topic today that we've been talking about is...
Hey, you!
Oh, yeah.
Hey, hey you!
Oh, distractions.
Yes, it is. And I am continuing to try to distract myself to try to get the best sound out of this particular studio this morning. So thank you, Z, for continuing to give me feedback. And hopefully the echo is gone. But yeah, Dr. Tiffanie, any more statistics on distraction?
Yes, I have a couple more before we get into how to manage it. So basically, it was interesting to find that most people were distracted by other people. It said that over 70% of respondents said people interrupting their work were the biggest contributors.
So at work.
At work, yes. They didn't say at play.
Okay. So at work, they were being distracted by things about work or things that were not about work.
Usually just other people.
Okay.
Let me see.
Because the reason why I'm hammering on this point is oh yay, echo's good. The reason why I'm hammering on this point is because when I do executive coaching, and that is one of the things that comes up, I would be able to do my job better if people quit interrupting me. And my good news, bad news is your job is, as a supervisor or a manager or director, especially if you're in a leadership role, is to assist with questions, which is called interruptions, and that is part of your job. And so once a person understands that is just a reality, of organizational reality about your work, business reality about your productivity, then they're less irritated about the interruption and see it as something that, okay, how can I get better at this? And or how can I choose? I have my clients choose particular days where they have open doors to encourage people to be specifically around which day of the week. Like Monday, Fridays are my, interruption day. Feel free to interrupt me. I will have answers as best as I can. Tuesday through Thursday, I'm going to be in meetings and not interruptible unless it's, an emergency. So there are ways, right, to minimize that disruption. But at the same time, and I'm just going to say this, sorry, because I'll forget. And I'm easily distracted. As I was saying around, you cannot do two things at the same time. You're doing one and then you're doing the other. So next time you think you're doing good by multitasking, remember that it takes you 20 seconds to return to the thing you were doing, because that shift to something else costs you 20 seconds. So to get back to the intensity that you were writing, maybe 20 seconds. The cost of distracting or being distracted is time.
Oh, absolutely. And I agree, because you have to give your full attention to one thing or the other. And okay, do you hear an echo on me? No. Okay, perfect. So I think that when you are working for a goal and you want to serially work towards that goal, it's a wonderful thing. And with the distractions in life, as long as you have a plan and you're not driving and you're not putting your life and anyone else's life in danger, I think it's okay. And some distractions are entertaining, like in the pool. That was kind of comical, and our instructor made it comical and we kind of chuckled. But I think it is important to figure these things out. And there are different strategies to reduce distractions. And like Dr. Marissa said, in life, you can set priorities, use time blocks, turn off different noise, and you want to define what it is that you want to accomplish. Like for me in my writing, I know that I have my play that I'm working on, I know that I have my book that I'm working on, and I know that I have my congressional seat. The election is next year, and I have my dates, I have my times, I have my trainings. So I'm like, okay, we all have the same 24 hours in the day, and we all have to appropriate and prioritize our time accordingly. And we have our loved ones that we want to spend our time with. We have our friends that we want to spend our time with. And it's important to prioritize things. And we have to prioritize our health, our mental sanity, and we also have to prioritize rest because rest is important as well.
Absolutely. So here are some tools that I use for myself. I was laughing earlier, not at you, Dr. Tiffanie, but
Sure.
no. I mean, what a perfect show to be distracted by the audio echo. I mean, I think that's hilarious. Like, show odds are having a funny right now because definitely I'm being distracted by the audio. But these are some tools that I use for myself on how not to be as distracted. One is, I really need to do this right now. So I get distracted, especially when I know that I don't have a lot of time and I might be late, right? So I don't know about you, but when I'm on like a schedule and I know I need to get down to the car to get on my way to get somewhere on time, I will find myself, like I go to get a cup to fill up my thermos for something to drink, and then I realize that the dishwasher needs unloading and I don't have time to unload the dishwasher, but it's like I have this sudden obsession to do that, and then I'm late, which is so ridiculous because if I hadn't done that stupid little thing, I would have been on time. So what I do is I ask myself, as soon as I start doing something, is it red, green, or yellow? Right? So if it is, it's like that triage thing. Are the dishes going to die if I don't unload them right now? No. So I can do that later. A similar tool I use is D, 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 or D. So do, delay, delegate, or dump, right? It's my 4D. So in the fraction of a second that I'm distracted with something that someone wants me to do, someone asks me to do, right? I will not just go ahead and do it because I have a, Penelope, the people pleaser, and I have an underlying desire to always say yes to do something for you if you ask. But honestly, I don't have the time right now to do that for you. I have to go through that, or my entire day is gone doing things that aren't do's, right? They are delays or dumps.
Yeah. And it's funny you should say that because sometimes, like I said, other people can be a distraction, but sometimes you can distract yourself because you're like, okay, do I really want to do that? No, I don't want to do that right now. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. And as you procrastinate, you put things off and you delay yourself. You don't get the sleep you need. You don't eat the way you should. You don't exercise the way you should. And so you have to figure out, okay, how can I not distract my own self and how can I avoid self-sabotage? Because in this life, how can I be true to myself and help myself? And it can be a challenge. And as we look at what it is that we want out of life and how we want to achieve our personal best, not the best someone else wants for us, but what we want for ourselves, only we can answer that for ourselves. No one can answer it for us. And I can't answer it for you. Dr. Marissa can't answer it for you. But as you achieve your own personal best, don't look to the right, don't look to the left, but look within.
Yeah. I think one of the things that distracts us is wanting to use other people as a measure of our own life goals and desires. That's that whole expression of having it like the Joneses or being the Joneses, and everybody has this or this kind of car or this kind of house or this kind of money or this kind of material, blah blah blah. And that is a big life distraction that keeps us from really, as Dr. Tiffany saying, understanding what's going to make me happy. Really, is that really going to make me happy? And as I use Kate Spade and Anthony Bourdain and Robin Williams as examples constantly, is the BS, the belief system that we grow up with of what is happiness and what will bring you success. It's really not true. It's bullshitaki, because if that were true, people wouldn't be taking their own lives when they had all that level of material success, right, that they have. And or people who are constantly working 80 hours a week to fulfill success, and they're not happy that I'll be happy when I achieve this. That's also not fulfilling, right? You're being distracted by your own desires that are unrealistic. I'm going to make X amount of dollars by this year. It's like, who gave you that number? And is that really going to make you happy? So as Dr. Tiffany was saying, when was the last time you sat down and just said, instead of being distracted by what everybody else thinks I should be doing or what I think I should be doing based on the BS belief systems I grew up with, really, how am I going to stay true to what I want? What is it that I want? I want my journey on the way to whatever I think I want. Because if you want something, you know you want it just to be happy. Can I be happy in this journey towards it, even when I don't have it? Can I be happy single, happily divorced, not in a relationship with someone special? Can I still be happy dating or swipe or no swiping as I make my way towards that particular vision? So that, my friend, is a good life, not a hack, but a life question, a happy question for you.
Oh, absolutely. And I think it's important to hone in on our focus, because if we hone in on our ability to focus and flex our focus ability, that will decrease our ability to get distracted. Remember, no man is an island. We want to interact with people. Most of us, I can't say all because there are no absolutes in life, or there are very few absolutes in life because water is wet. But if we hone in on our ability to focus, we are less likely to be distracted,
Yeah.
and we are able to see things as they are. And I think when we are able to do that, we can practice our mindfulness, and we will be able to be the person that we need to be, whether it is for our interpersonal skills when it comes to relating to other people, whether it is for our job skills, being more productive. And I think if it's just for a healthy lifestyle, I believe that as we grow and as we mature as individuals, it will help boost our brain power, and we will see that we become more productive citizens. And um, we will see that we become safer as we drive, and we will become safer parents because our children model what they see. And I think that that's important as well. What do you think, Doc?
I was just being distracted by the chat. Seriously, one of my biggest distractors is this thing. So knowing that I'm distracted by MS, meaningless scrolling, I am cognizant of it, and I've actually removed some things on the phone, like the news feature. I have wasted hours before I did that because it's, if it bleeds, it leads, right? And so the news itself is a weapon of mass distraction. And I will fall prey to that because one, it's good. They do a good job with the headlines. Number two, I am not disciplined enough with my focus, as Dr. Tiffanie said. That is my most powerful tool. I'm the boss of my attention. Sometimes I feel so poor that I cannot pay attention. Just kidding. I want to exercise my ability to focus by choosing what I'm paying attention to. So, do you know what your distractors are? Are you distracted by your phone? If you are, maybe you want to plug it in a different room so that when you wake up, you're not reaching for it. Maybe you want to plug it in a different room so you're not falling asleep doing this, right? Maybe you don't want to have your TV on. I gave away my TV 10 years ago because it was just like you're in this trance. I'm distracted by the trance of whatever's in there that's playing on loop. I mean, come on, folks. Why do we watch freaking car chases? It's the most ridiculous way to spend your time, but we all do it, myself included. We're like, and even when it's newsworthy, Twin Towers, and it's horrific, the first time you watch it, it's horrific. But why, like roadkill, do we continue to sit in front, trance, distracted by horrific news? Which is why we don't talk about headlines or politics or religion, because we're constantly distracted by something that we cannot control, something that doesn't make us feel good, something that pisses us off. So it is my job, my responsibility, and only up to me, as Dr. Tiffanie will say, no one can do this for me. I got to exercise my own ability to choose. My most powerful tool in life is choice.
Well, I will not be giving away my TV. I am not like Dr. Marissa. I love my TV. And if you are like me, you have to be true to yourself. So I will not be advocating for that. And if you have been listening to this show, you will know that Dr. Marissa and I, we do not always agree. So I have my subscriptions to my shows, and I will be keeping those. And they are on my phone as well. When I take my trips, I download them and I watch them on the plane as well. And I also read. And let's see, I actually have a couple of books that I have ordered. Yes, I have my books as well that I have read and I'm reading. And so, yeah, I
read too. Don't get me wrong. I read too.
I'm saying yes, you can watch TV.
To distract yourself, there's balance. Right?
Yes. So you can keep your TV. You can keep your TV and read books. So don't throw your TVs out if that's not you. Be true to you.
But it is balance.
Yes.
I mean,
yes.
We agree on that.
I read. I write. And
I read. I write.
Yes, and I keep my TV. Yes. I'm just saying. Yeah. For those who want to keep your boob tubes, it's all good. Thumbs up to the boob tube. But what I want to say is distractions are real. They are often people. whether it's in the workplace and whether it's in your private life, whether your friends are distracting you, you know who they are. They come around, they distract you from your obligations, they distract you from your loved ones, they do what they do. And you just have to be true to you. I can't tell you what to do. Dr. Marissa cannot tell you what to do. But I found a good quote, and I'm going to read it to you. It says, if you don't separate yourself from your distractions will separate you from your goals and the life you want.
Wow.
Yes. And
That's
it didn't
great.
say who the author was, but I thought that that was true. And if you don't recognize your distractions and what they are, you cannot overcome them. And I think it's important to know what your goals are, identify them, work towards them. And once you know what your goals are, you can achieve them.
Yeah. Good final words. My final word is I remember when I was doing my dissertation and I would clear out a week and say, I'm going to sit down and write it. Same with the book, I'm going to take this whole week. And the first day of that week, I'd sit down and I go, I wonder what's in the fridge. Or, I didn't clean out that drawer. So for me, a tool that I get to use is called 15 minutes at a time. And it helps me just sit down and do 15 minutes at a time instead of laying out a whole time that gets lost. So that's my final word. There's a practical tool if you find yourself distracted.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for
Absolutely.
joining us. Thanks for talking about squirrel. And hopefully we've given you enough practical tools to be less distracted. Candy Crush is my current distraction again, but I'm learning how to just leave it alone. When I have no more lives, I'm done. This is Dr. Marissa reporting live. It's in the house with myself and
Dr. Tiffanie Tate.
It's all about balance, peace in, peace out, world peace through inner peace. Now go and take it out, Dr. Tiffanie.
The best day ever.
Thanks for joining us. Thank Queen Z for making the cashew gallery. I'll see you tomorrow with Throwback Thursdays.